In this video, we'll be discussing Standard 1 from the Foundational Standards, or FS1. All foundational standards are required and do not have ascribed points. Foundational standards are verified by your technical assistance specialist prior to applying for rating. FS1 states, educators and supervisors have received an overview of the most recent New Jersey Birth to 3 standards and/or New Jersey Preschool Teaching and Learning Standards. What's the intent? All early childhood professionals should be well acquainted with New Jersey's early learning standards. The New Jersey Birth to 3 early learning standards and preschool teaching and learning standards are grounded in research concerning high-quality childcare and early childhood education. GNJK Kids requires that supervisors and educators receive training on the most recent edition of the standards. What is the required evidence? Evidence for this standard can include formal documentation, such as professional development records that reflect this training, New Jersey Workforce Registry transcripts, or college transcripts showing relevant coursework for current age groups served. It may also include informal documentation, such as sign-in sheets, PowerPoint slides from in-house training, revised lesson plans, or supervisor sign-off confirming an overview was provided. If you have a staff member that went through a CDA program or other child development or education program in which they discussed New Jersey state learning standards within the last 3 years, that too may serve as evidence. This training only needs to be provided to each person once and does not need to be redone every rating cycle unless the standards are updated. Then updated training will be required. Here are some tips. When completing the standard, consider the resources at your disposal and who would be best equipped to provide this training. If you or someone you know has been trained on the state learning standards and is capable of explaining how to understand and navigate the documents, you may provide the training to your staff yourself. Your technical assistance specialist cannot provide this training. However, you may turn to options offered by your local CCR&Rs or GNJK Kids training services. Please note that GNJK Kids Training Services offers training on both Birth to 3 and preschool teaching and learning standards in English and Spanish in self-paced modules that are available 24/7. Information on this can be found in the GNJK Kids Training Services course catalog. To really ensure that the spirit of this standard is met, ask yourself how you might assess over time whether staff understand or implement what they've learned. How is that learning applied to their lesson plans? Now, your QIP. If you plan to provide this training yourself, consider what's needed to meet the standard effectively. This might include accessing physical or digital copies of the standards, securing a learning space or setting up a virtual environment, preparing sign-in sheets or other documentation if you're conducting the overview, and deciding whether this training will be part of your staff orientation. If you're using an outside agency, be sure to find out whether the training is offered in person or virtually, how often it's available, and how to obtain proof of completion or training credit. You may even want to consider creating a policy that requires staff to complete the training and outlines how often it must be repeated. For further guidance on the standard and your specific program's needs, please speak to your technical assistance specialist.